Hey y'all! So I wanted to share some of my favorite picks for non-alcoholic beverages. This to me has been so much fun to dig into. The options have exploded. There has never been a better time to be sober curious. I want to begin though with a note that if there is anyone watching this that knows that they would feel triggered by the sight of the wine bottles, beer cans, please move on. With all due respect, I am going to show those items and I do not want anybody to feel triggered by this. We're all very, very different, and there are people who are making a very conscious choice to not drink, and who are in active recovery, and who identify as being triggered by these things. So with that warning out of the way, for those of you that are not triggered by this, for those of you that might be drinking now but be just a little sober curious, let me tempt you with the most amazing array of beverages. So I certainly was looking for an adult beverage in the evening to just be able to continue that relaxing ritual, and did not want to be stuck with the club soda, water, Coca-Cola, the way that non-drinkers used to be stuck and not have much in the way of options. That has changed completely. The landscape is very different. The UK is maybe even ahead of us. They have a very heavy drinking culture like we do. I think they got a head start on their sort of sober movement and wellness around drinking. And in their grocery stores, there is a dedicated section for non-alcoholic beverages. So that's kind of cool. But we're catching up fast, and so there are new products all the time, and I wanted to share some of them with you. So I thought we could start our little happy hour here with a glass of wine. This is an Italian red blend, and I've had many non-alcoholic wines, and they have all fallen really short, which is, you know, fine. It's the alcohol in the wine that gives it the mouth feel, so it's very difficult to do. But I am really going to recommend this one. I'm really enjoying this. This is the label name is Buona Fide, and I've heard it pronounced bona fide. So it is like the word. It means bona fide. So Buona Fide or bona fide. This is their Rosso Superiore. And what I am enjoying about it, compared to other non-alcoholic wines that I've had, this one is not at all sweet. Sometimes the producer tries to add back in some of what's lost by taking out the alcohol with sugar to make up for that mouthfeel. Anyway, this one presents as very, very dry, and so I like that a lot. On the nose, it really does smell like wine as opposed to smelling like grape juice. This in no way smells like a Welch's grape juice or anything of the sort. Far from it. It's very dry, as I said, and the nose is black fruits like blackberries. So you're not going to taste this and say, oh my God, that tastes exactly like what I was drinking, but it really does have a very similar smell and taste. And I really have enjoyed this with a, pasta dinner or steak dinner. Or there are just certain times when with my meal, I don't want a glass of cold tonic water with lime. You know, there's something about just having that wine glass in the that room temperature wine product. So anyway, I'm enjoying that. They make a sparkling rosé and a sparkling white, And the sparkling white is also very, very dry, and so I like that. I got the sparkling rosé, and I think that has a little more sugar to it, and so I'd rather avoid that. I like them dry, so I definitely am recommending that. Let's say, moving on, which direction do I want to go? Another really big player in the non-alcoholic world right now is Seedlip. Seedlip is out of the UK. This is a little gift set. They don't all come, like, you can buy full size bottles, but this was in a gift set of 3 of their little bottles. And there's so much to love about this product. The really pretty labels inspired by botanical illustrations. I love that. It's a couple generations in the family. They distill this in old copper pots. That set came with a cookbook of cocktails. This is so popular with bartenders around the country, and the highest end restaurants in the country, New York's highest end places carry Seedlip, and it's pricey. So this is what I mean about wanting to share this information. Some of these things are expensive to order, and that's why I felt compelled to want to share the information. And I have hosted tastings and classes here, and just let everybody taste everything, and that way people can see what they like before they order a whole bunch of it. I'm having so much fun feeling like, well, this is part of my job, so I have to order all this stuff. So I'm absolutely loving it. So while I really love the packaging there on Seedlip, I love the story, and it's all made from these beautiful botanicals. And the aroma really is just delicious. You really smell these beautiful botanicals. What has been less successful for me is mixing it up into a drink and feeling like I could really taste all of that worth the expense of the product. So again, please know though that bartenders around the country that know much better than I do how to make drinks and mix drinks, seem to like it. But what I feel more confident introducing you to, for me, I feel confident introducing this to you as a slam dunk, is Monday Gin. This, I think, is phenomenal. Everyone I've poured it for has ordered it and told other people about it. The aroma on this, I would want to dab it behind my ears. It's botanical. It's got almost, I don't know, like a rosemary, juniper, just really, really beautiful. I would say it smells like gin, but to me it smells better than gin. I know if I smelled gin right now, it would smell just like some of that, just alcohol, rocket fuel. This just smells delicious. And together with the Q tonic and a lime, everyone that I've poured it for, made a drink for, has said there's no way you would be able to tell that that's not gin. So this is a very small company right now, and they were really on a Kickstarter first, but now their big news is it is available on Amazon. This is something you could have delivered to your door in a day or so. Moving on to some, in a category kind of called hop water. This is another one that I would just say, hands down, this is my slam dunk recommendation for you. Everyone that I have recommended this to also has just loved it. This is Hoppy Refresher from Lagunitas, the brewery, Lagunitas. This is, by the way, 0 calories, 0 sugar, so that is really hard to beat. I don't love hops, and I'm not a big beer drinker, but when I drink beer, I'm attracted to the ones that are the least hoppy. So, even given that, this does not present overly hoppy. And it is just, I don't know, just delightful. It absolutely gives you that, it's beer-like. I even get a little bit of what I get in champagne. So I mean, this is just a fun, effervescent, refreshing, nice thing. I'm going to be drinking a lot of that this summer. Here's another one in that same category. This hop water. I like this very much. I probably like the Lagunitas more, but I like this hop water very much. So put that there. And then another rave review on hop tea. This is made by Hoplark, Hoplark. Hoplark, and again, this has been such a hit with people coming to take my classes, the alcohol experiment groups that I lead. This has been very, very popular. So there's several. This is green tea, but there's one that's chamomile, there's one that's black tea. And this also is 0 calories and 0 sugar. And that's just really nice when you're giving up alcohol. It's nice. You have some calories to spare, right? Because you were drinking all those calories, but it's even nicer. And then some of the things that you might replace it with, a soda, or even Q tonic water has sugar in it. So if you are sensitive about that, thinking about that, then go with these hop water, the Lagunitas, all of that. Let's see. I am loving this company here in Portland, Shrub, small barrel Shrub, and just a great founder story. There's a sober story in their origin. They're doing great things in the community. They give back to recovery groups that work with people in recovery. And the only thing about that, do you know what a shrub is? I really didn't, but it's something that's been around, just like beer and other things that have been around forever. But people used to make shrubs at home with just a little bit of fruit, and it's fermented, and then it's got the beneficial properties of same as apple cider vinegar. So it's therapeutic for aiding in gut health, stuff like that. I just don't love any drink that has vinegar in it. I'm just not a vinegar person, but that is something, if you do, I really recommend those. Very delicious and great company. So let's see, dry soda is another one that is just doing great things, and their flavors are so unusual. This is watermelon, they're lavender, lemongrass, all kinds of really, really interesting flavors. And then I've got beers, and let's see, I'm gonna hold some of these up. This is, how do you say that? Klostaller, that's German. That is just, solid. I don't have the Beck's, but Beck's is another super solid one. Heineken 00, that is super solid. These are such a far cry from the old days of O'Doul's. The non-alcoholic beer has come such a long way, and I believe it has to do with how they are de-alking, advancements that make it easier to de-alk the beer without losing all the flavor. They're being made now by true beer lovers, people who are just really into craft brew and just happen to be giving up alcohol for their own health reasons, or they are triathletes or whatever it is. Partake, very solid like that. Here is one from Brooklyn Brewing, and I haven't had it yet. I'm so sorry. I had a big tasting planned, and it was one of the first Corona casualties. A lot of people couldn't come. So anyway, so I have more beer tasting to do. Well-Being Brewing, this is a dedicated non-alcoholic beer brewery. As opposed to, say, Heineken or others that make all kinds of beers and then make one. So this one is interesting, from Well-Being. Victory Wheat, this is their sports brew, which has electrolytes in it. So they're really going after a kind of, health conscious market. And I hear that athletes and endurance athletes are just way into the non-alcoholic beers and helping propel that segment of the market. The fastest growing segment in the entire beer category is non-alcoholic beer, which is pretty amazing. Let me see which I didn't get to. This Hairless Dog, this is coffee stout, and I hadn't tried that yet, but I just poured myself a little bit here in my Timbers, Go Timbers, Portland Timbers soccer. So let's try the coffee stout. That's yummy. Coffee, a little chocolate. I like that a lot. So let's see, on these beverages, what is amazing is, as I said, how exciting this is getting and how much this is going to grow. The non-alcoholic segment of the beverage industry is expected to grow 10% a year for the next 5 years. So that's a lot of growth. There are others that I want to share with you. There's a beautiful, couple beautiful products being made right here in Portland that I need to go replenish my supply before I can do a video on that, but I'm going to share that, so please stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for joining me in this. I would love it if you would leave comments. Let me know what your favorites are. Please tell me what beers, spirits, wines you think I should taste. Let me know what questions you have, and let's do this again soon. Thank you, and cheers, everyone.